computer gear. So I always use a MacBook. I'm actually reading off of my MacBook right now. So I have a newer MacBook. I believe I bought it at the beginning of 2018. I wish I got a little bit more memory size because I'm finding myself having to offload stuff all the time. It's so funny because actually when I went to buy it, I went into the Apple store and I was like, hi, I want to buy this computer. I want the biggest memory size, biggest gigabytes, biggest memory, all that. And the guy there was like, oh, ha, 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 you don't need a computer with that much memory unless you're creating movies, like if you're like making Avatar. And I'm like, oh, ha, 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 okay, fine, just give me this one with smaller. And then within 2 months, I was like, my computer's full. I literally am getting the pop-up that my computer's full every 45 seconds. I was so annoyed. But I use external hard drives for that, which I found on Amazon. So yeah, I use my MacBook Pro from Apple. It's one of the newer ones that has the little light up buttons at the top. To be honest, I thought that I would use them so much and program them. I haven't even programmed them and barely know what they do. I pretty much just use the play button and the turn the volume up button. But if it looks kind of cute, so if you like it, go for it. Also at my office, I use an Ergonomic Keyboard. So for me personally, typing too much on the flat computer from the MacBook, it starts to hurt my wrists after a long time. So I got an Ergonomic Keyboard from Microsoft. I love the shape of it. So it just like fits really nicely. And even if my wrists are hurting a little bit, once I use that, it doesn't hurt at all. For Instagram, I edit my pictures with ViscoCam. That's like one of the top tools that I use for editing. For scheduling, we use a tool called SmarterQueue. So SmarterQueue lets you just schedule out. And the really cool thing about SmarterQueue is you can schedule your content on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. So you can post it once and it will just go to all of these different platforms. And you can save things in categories. So if you have just say 3 programs that you launch, you can categorize these different bits of content in these different categories. And then so if you're gonna relaunch that, rather than having to type up all your content from scratch, you can look at what did I post before, what did I schedule before, and go pull that out and just change the dates and minor details of your launch, and then you have everything that you need to do that launch over. Now, another huge tool that we use in our business as well is Pinterest. So on Pinterest, we're maintaining about 2 million impressions a month. And Pinterest actually brings a lot of traffic to our website and a lot of traffic to help us grow our email list as well. So I use this little secret weapon with Pinterest called Tailwind. And so what Tailwind does is instead of just posting something once on Pinterest and never seeing it again, it helps me repost and reschedule things through Tailwind. Tailwind, we also have something called a Tailwind tribe. So again, check out below or head to my blog post to find out the link to my Tailwind tribe. If you sign up for Tailwind with my link, you're gonna get a free month of Tailwind, the scheduling app. And then also when you're in the Tailwind tribe, you're gonna get access to a whole bunch of like-minded people who are actually gonna help you share and promote your content too. So this has been huge for us to grow our business and get as many impressions as we do. And I get so many people who say that they found me or my Facebook group or the Guest Supply Method program because of Pinterest. Another tool that I love that I've been using from the very start is called Creative Market. So Creative Market is an online website that has so many amazing Templates. So I've bought slide deck templates off of there. I've bought fonts off of there, social media templates. Anything that you need to make things look beautiful, you can find on Creative Market. So like so many different fonts. If you want to also stand out, because sometimes you don't always want to look the same as everyone else, or of course you don't. So go have fun perusing Creative Market. They also give away 6 free goods a week. So when I first started, I'd find a lot of free stuff on Creative Market and then use it in my business. For organization, me and my team use Asana. We used to use Trello, and I really like Trello. I still use Trello a bit to organize my brain if I'm organizing out a course, and I still have some older stuff there. I'll use Trello with my clients as well, just because I still have it, and so I can use this system where if my clients, these are for my one-on-one clients, if my clients have stuff to do, we put it in one column that says to do. When they're doing it, they shift it over to a doing column, and then when they're done, they shift it over to a done column. So Trello I'll still use here and there, but the main tool that I use with my team is Asana. How my brain really works, boards are okay, but my brain really works with lists. So we will list out everything that we need to get a certain project done. We'll assign it either to me or somebody on my team. My team's growing really quickly. So we have somebody who works for social media. So if we're doing a big launch, we need our social media girl to be scheduling and putting things out on social media and making sure she has the right calls to action. We have somebody who works on our ads, so they might take some of that content from social media and repurpose it for ads and vice versa, or let our social media person know what's performing better and what's not. We have our tech support person who will help us set up landing pages or take down things when we're sold out, or move around buttons, or create new products. So delegating things out to her. I have my online business manager who helps me just not go crazy and help me stay organized and make sure that my team stays on track. We have our customer experience manager who's making sure that our students are having an amazing experience, that their tests are getting marked on time, that their questions are getting answered in the Facebook group in a short amount of time, so that they really, really feel supported. And then we have our customer support who gets back to all of our client emails within 24 hours. So we have a big team, and if I had to remember what I have to do and then what everybody else has to do, I probably wouldn't remember to eat or sleep or do anything else. And so by being able to put everything into Asana, using due dates and deadlines, everything like that, it helps me so much. With Asana too, one thing that we recently found out is we use Slack to talk to each other. Slack is our internal team chat group. And so with Slack, you can actually hook up Slack to Asana. And then if you send someone a message like, hey, can you make sure that you post this by Monday at 5? You can right click on it, click create a task, and then that task will go right into Asana. And so now it becomes a real task, because what was happening sometimes is we might ask someone to do something, but then it gets lost in the chat because the chat's so busy. But if you turn it into a Asana task, it's there, it's not gonna get lost. Even if somebody can't get to it immediately, it's gonna get done eventually. So I thought that was a cool little hack that we've just discovered, and I appreciate Asana for making that happen, and Slack as well. Next thing on my list is my 5-second journal. So even though I use my calendar and I use Asana, I really like to have things written down. And the 5-second journal by Mel Robbins has absolutely changed the way that I organize my day. So what I used to do is I'd have a lot of things on my to-do list, so I'd put them all on my to-do list and I would just schedule them all in, like 50 things, right? And then at the end of the day, if I didn't get them all done, I'd be beating myself up like, oh my God, why didn't you get that done, da 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 da. But then when I think back, I'm like, but I was actually focused and working hard all day. So when I got the Mel Robbins 5-second journal, the cool thing about the 5-second journal is on the left page, it has a whole bunch of little fill in the blanks where you can fill in how you're feeling, what you're grateful for today, what your top priority is, and your top projects, which I love, and it reinstates the mindset component of it. But then on the right side, it actually has every single hour of the day, I believe from 6 a.m. all the way to nighttime. And so what I started to do, rather than just writing myself a big long to-do list, is I would schedule in how much time do I need for my morning ritual? How much time do I need to get ready? And then I would actually schedule in all the tasks that I had to do that day by the amount of time that it takes. So if I have a 1-hour meeting, I would schedule it in from 1 to 2. If the meeting was at 1 p.m. If I had to write a blog post and I knew that was going to take me an hour and a half, I would write that in. And I started to write a to-do list actually spaced out through the day. And what it made me realize is I was actually scheduling way more in the day than I actually had time to do. And then I was beating myself up because I didn't get it done. And so now what I do is I'll schedule it in on that right side of the page. If I get it done, I get the satisfaction of putting a little check mark. And if I don't get it done, what I do is I cross it out and I move it to the next day, or I move it to the day that I can actually get it done. And what it's really done is help me organize my brain. Me and my team also put end of day reports into Slack, so everyone shares what they got done that day. And so at the end of the day, I can just look at my journal and say, okay, I got this done, this done, this done, share that with my team, and then everybody knows where I'm at on projects and I know where everyone else is at, so we can work together as fluidly as possible. So I'm sure you probably noticed this is getting a little bit long, but I still have more tools for you. So let me know what has been your favorite tool that I've shared so far. Let me know below in the comments, and then click on the little box that you see. Don't know which side it's on, but click on that box so you can join me in part 3 of this video, where I share with you my favorite tools for growing $1 million coaching business.